So today we're launching SerialGuard 2.0, which is our second generation of industrial control security sensor monitoring for analytics. So the product is used in critical infrastructure protection. Specifically what we do is monitor the non-IP based communications. So most of your ICS vendors today monitor internet communications in industrial control environments. We call it in the Purdue model level 2 and up. But what we address is the non-IP communications, which still makes up a significant amount of critical infrastructure. So even in the US, it's estimated that 30 to 50% of our critical infrastructure is non-IP based. And so that's the problem that our new products address, not only what we call serial communications, but it expands it to other type of physical layer communications in industrial control environments. So the technology was originally developed and initiated by the US government to address industrial control attacks, specifically Stuxnet, which happened almost 12 years ago. And so when Stuxnet actually got out into the wild, the US government recognized that there wasn't a technology to help monitor that infrastructure. Because there were some challenges in being able to do that. One is it had to be passive and fail-safe, and a new hardware sensor that would sit on a communication bus and not also introduce a new threat vector for cybersecurity. So that's effectively what we've been able to address, is to monitor those communications safely and securely, and then take that data, which is very rich industrial control data, and turn it into actionable business data. So large-scale critical infrastructure still has a significant amount of these type of communications in their environment. Today, because not a lot of vendors monitor it, we call it a blind spot or a capabilities gap. So even though they're spending a lot of money on industry control security, they're still missing a significant piece of those communications. So that's where we come in. We fill that capabilities gap by giving them monitoring and visibility at those lower level of industrial control communications that are non-IP based. And so that's applicable to large industries as well as small industries. So you can have small manufacturers, and so with Industry 4.0, there's this rush to collect all the data off of the industry floor, be it manufacturing, chemical production, and so we now give folks an alternative to actually do that securely and leverage all of the data that we're able to capture. So it applies to large-scale industries as well as small to medium-sized businesses. So one of the other things that we're introducing today is augmented reality into our SerialGuard 2.0 platform. So this is part of a partnership that we've done with Splunk and implemented augmented reality. So what we're actually effectively able to do now is take historical non-IP related internet control systems communications and bring it to the future by introducing augmented reality. So this gives operators the ability to actually go out in the field and see what's happening with that equipment, from communications to analytics to integration to other operations, without having to touch things. So it drastically reduces a lot of the skills and capabilities that you might need to have operators out in the field, making it a lot easier for folks to implement this technology, as well as get out of the cyber tool debate. So now we can talk about bringing value to the operation and not just be talking about a cybersecurity tool. Infosecurity Europe has been fantastic. It's been good to get out. We've been doing these things virtually, which has been very, very frustrating. So it's fantastic to get out, see other vendors, talk to customers, and get those interactions and just see what people have been doing for the last 2 years in cybersecurity.